This is like a political debate. We need a fact checker here with us.
Welcome back to Dumb and Broke. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Bryan. And I am moody.
I am the same.
I can't even explain it. It's like, I can't even blame it on my period like you probably could right now if you wanted to.
I think men get their period too.
Yeah.
They just don't bleed.
Right.
To be gross about it.
Which is really just like unfair, right?
Yeah, you guys go through the same hormone cycles. You just have no reason to explain it.
We must, because like this mood that I'm in right now is like, it's familiar. It's not once every few months. It's, once a month basically, or yeah, give or take. But I'm just like, everything's bothering me. Work is such an inconvenience to my life. Like I can't.
One thing about me, if I'm going on a trip, that week at work, you're not getting me. Yeah. I'm not there.
And the week when I come back.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm trying to be there the week when I come back, but maybe not all the way there. But like, you're catching me the day before I leave to go somewhere. Yeah. Sorry. Please leave it voicemail.
Yeah. So we're finally leaving for Taylor Swift tomorrow. By the time you're watching this, we've already seen Taylor Swift. But yeah, I feel like every time leading up to a trip, it's like, it's exciting, but it's, oh, hey, Noah.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. You have anything to say? Okay. But it's always like stressful, just like getting like everything, like, between pets and work and packing, which I usually do like an hour before I leave.
Same.
And I'm pretty good at it. Like, I don't really like leave anything behind.
I'm going to call out May here because I know that she's going to listen, but she told me recently that she will pack like a week in advance and then just like evaluate what's in her bag throughout the week while she goes to decide if she like wants something or like if she can like get rid of a few more things. But she just very strategically does that, which if you know May, that's so May.
Yeah.
But
she's also
I would love to be that person.
Me too. Maybe I would if I was privileged and had an 8,000 square foot apartment and had room to like just leave my suitcase out. I can't leave my suitcase out here.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean? Like she can like walk away and like not see her suitcase for a whole day. Like I'll be running into my suitcase if I was like packing.
That's fair. I also just like feel like I use a lot of the stuff that I will pack.
Same.
Which is why I pack the last day.
Same. Yeah, because I wear like the same like 8 shirts and the same 3 pants, so I can't. Yeah.
Right. You can't put that in a bag quite yet.
You have your outfit all
I do. I think initially I was going in and my headspace was that I was going to do more debut, but I think I'm giving a little more 1989.
Nice.
What do you think? Do you think it's more 1989 or debut?
I get why you think it is 1989. I think color scheme maybe 1989, but I think you're actually more on the debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the cowboy boots?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
And the skirt. I don't know.
All right.
Because 1989 is like a New York album. I don't think you look like New York girl in that outfit.
I'm carrying multitudes.
Yeah.
To the Eras tour.
Yeah. I had to like rebuy my outfit because I don't know if I like forgot that it didn't fit or I gained weight in the last month or two. I don't know. But I just like rebought it and I'm returning the other one. I had to get a bigger size.
Do you love it?
Yeah. I mean, it's cute. It's just like
Are you going to wear glitter?
Yeah. On my face.
Yeah. Same. I feel like I'm 14 years old again at a pep rally. And it's just everything is fair game.
What did you think about Taylor doing that like glitter on her cheeks?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I feel like most people liked it. I didn't care. I didn't.
So her.
Yeah. It's corny.
It's corny. It's cringy.
It's really cringy. But like, I'm not mad, but I'm just like, okay.
But here's the thing. Because she is the way she is, we feel totally comfortable dressing up in whatever the fuck we want going to the Eras tour.
Yeah.
We feel comfortable putting a mass amount of glitter on our faces, going with themes, and like that doesn't seem weird at all because That's so her.
Yeah, I think it was probably a TikTok, and someone was like kind of like describing the difference between like people who go to Taylor Swift concerts versus people who go to, maybe they said, was it Olivia Rodrigo or Sabrina Carpenter? One of the two. And like, you know, when you go to Taylor Swift, Noah's all up in our faces right now. When you go to a Taylor Swift concert, you look like the part. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's
Right.
The bracelets, the glitter, like
It's like one of those things, like if I told somebody, even Beyonce maybe, I don't know the lore behind Beyonce, but if I told somebody, hey, I'm going to a Sabrina Carpenter concert, I don't feel like their first question would be like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing?
Right.
Like Taylor Swift, I'm like, I'm going to the Air store. They're like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing?
Because those kind of concerts, even like Beyonce, you're just gonna want to look hot, right? Like
Right.
it's just like go and out.
You're going out.
You're going out. Which actually has me a little stressed because like if we go out after the concert on Friday night in Miami, I'm not sure.
We're not going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should go ahead and get that out of our heads.
Yeah. I'm wearing a pink metallic outfit. It's like a tank top that I would never wear. I would never wear that style tank top. And the shortest shorts, which are really cute. And maybe I'd wear those again. And then like a glitter heart around my eye. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. We're going to look great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited though. Do you think she's going to like announce anything big?
I hope that she announces Reputation.
Do you think that's if she announces anything, it's going to be Reputation?
I mean, if she comes up with a whole new album, I'll be okay with that too.
Yeah.
But, God, I hope so. I think word on the street, aka TikTok. I think I sent you this video was how Joe Jonas and maybe Shawn Mendes were supposed to drop an album on the 18th, and then they moved it.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, "Ooh, something's coming." They don't want to compete with Taylor Swift, which fair.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be Taylor Swift related, right? If like two semi-big pop stars are moving their album releases,
Surely.
the day that she is back on tour, it has to be related. But I mean, it could be just simple as that, like everyone is going to be tuned in to the live streams.
Everybody is, it's rumored.
Yeah.
So imagine having that much power.
Yeah.
That much power that like it's rumored that you might drop an album this day. So people are going to be on high alert.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Do we think she knows how powerful she is?
I'm sure it probably within the last year, she probably realized, oh, fuck. Like, I have a lot of influence. I don't know if she knew that, 4 years ago.
Right.
I think people forget.
I don't know that she had the influence 4 years ago.
Right. I think people forget, like, we all know that Taylor Swift has been around for, like, so long, but I think people think that this level of fame that she's had, because you know how there's so many people that are so angry that, like, she has this. She didn't always have this. Like...
She wasn't, like, fighting off paparazzi with teardrops on my guitar.
Right. I mean, of course, she's always been she's been an A-list celebrity for God knows how long, but, like, I mean, she wasn't, like, the main pop girly. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was, like, with... Katy Perry was a bigger pop star than her.
Yeah.
Nicki
I feel like
Minaj
it happened with the Air store.
Yeah. Honestly... actually, that's like a good question. Like, when did it happen? Like, what was that switch? Because, like, if you remember, like, 2019, she put out Lover. It wasn't the biggest album of her career by any means. And then her next album was, like, Folklore. She didn't... This is one thing. She hasn't... Since 2020, she hasn't put out an album that, like, she's trying to get, like, big hits from. Do you know what I mean? Because she doesn't have to. That might be when she realized that she didn't have to. It may be 2020. She might probably realize, oh, I'm fine. Like, I don't need to just like come up with these like big bangers anymore. Because every single album before Folklore had huge radio hits.
Yeah. I mean, it's like she played the long game. I don't know if she did it intentionally, but like COVID hit, did she drop the albums during COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was during COVID. She had these albums and it was just like she just created the demand for a tour for so long. It built up. And then finally when it happened and there were just like not enough tickets to supply the amount of fans that wanted to go to her show. And that's just, she took off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I'm like, people forget, like, this is kind of a brand new era, for lack of a better word, or territory for her. Like, just over the last like 2 years, she became this insane superstar.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of Grammy talk on TikTok. Grammy talk on TikTok. And people, I mean, this is going to be a crazy year because there's been so many like big albums that came out this year. I don't know how they're going to like reward everyone. Like, you have Ariana,
I've forgotten about that album.
right. So, yeah. You have Beyonce.
Yeah.
You have Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
You have Chaperone.
Yeah.
You have Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX.
I think Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
You also have, is it
Tyla.
Tyla? Yeah. And then who was the other one? Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 8 big albums that
The
came
girls
out.
are killing it.
Yeah. And it's just like, how do you, I don't know. Like, how do you
choose?
how do they choose, you know? Because if it's like,
I mean, it can't be by like popular vote.
no. And I don't think I mean, there's always that like random artist that wins album of the year that like almost like no one knows that album.
Right.
So I do think like quality has a lot to do with it. I don't know. I think Taylor's going to be really hard to beat. I think a lot of people, including Swifties, including myself, not anymore, but like earlier this year, I was like, they just can't keep giving it to her. But when I think about it, yeah, they can. Because streaming numbers, she's outdoing everyone.
Yeah.
But then if you want to compare I mean, I'm very, very biased, but like I'm trying not to be. If we're talking about quality of music, like a lot of these other girls, great albums, but like,
Do you think the Tortured Poets Department you think album wise would be number one?
I think so. Like a full body of work.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, I think it's the best album out of all the pop girlies. Like and I'm not saying their albums are bad, but I just think like as a body of work, it is the best album.
Would you call it pop? See, I don't know if that is a pop album for her. It's kind of like, what would you call it?
Yeah,
But,
I think it's the closest thing you can call it is pop.
Yeah.
What else?
Or like, I don't know.
It's not.
It's hard to call her singer-songwriter because like that's what she is. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like a little bit more like indie-esque.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
pop indie.
Yeah.
Kind of, but then you have like some songs that are just like super pop. But
I guess it's hard comparatively when you're thinking pop. Like I can't compare Tortured Poets Department and Brat.
yeah.
But
Right.
they're not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and but obviously, album of the year doesn't have to be a pop album by any means.
True.
But,
True.
There's best pop album. That's its own category. But obviously, album of the year is the biggest category. And I just think, I don't know. I guess in my head, I have my own criteria, even though it means absolutely nothing. But like, I think sales, streaming, quality, but I think impact and like longevity is huge because listen, I respect the fuck out of Beyonce and Ariana, but those albums dropped and I don't think people are talking about those albums much anymore. And they're great, but like no one's like really listening to them anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I think Charlie actually has a better case for like that part of the criteria. Maybe not like the quality in my eyes, but like the impact and the longevity.
I love Sabrina Carpenter's album.
Sabrina, I think there's more of a, even Chapel, there's a little bit more of an argument for like the impact and cultural relevance than some of those other bigger names. But then if you, like all the things that I said, all those pieces of criteria, Taylor Swift is winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think she's going to be very, very hard to beat. I think she's beatable, but I think she's going to be very hard to beat in that category. So,
It's like at this point though, if she lost, do you think she's even upset? She's like, okay, someone else can have it for now.
I think she'll be upset. I think she'll be very upset. But maybe this is one of those years where they give it to John Baptiste again,
True.
He's always up there. some random person. So that's disrespectful. He's not random. He's random to me, but like he's not random.
I think that's what I was thinking as you were talking through the different albums. I'm like, maybe we're just not running in the Ariana circles.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure she has circles. There are probably super fans out there that
Absolutely.
listen to that album every day.
Of course.
Since it came out.
I couldn't sing you a tune of Dua Lipa's album, and we all know that you're the biggest Dua Lipa hater. No, I'm kidding.
I don't hate her. I just
don't think of her.
Forget about her.
I was such a big fan of her first 2 albums, but this one just didn't do it for me. I forgot why I brought her up, but there's people that love her, you know what I mean, and are probably listening to her album right now.
Speaking of Beyonce, though, have you seen all of the TikTok? I don't want to say controversy. I'm thinking it's not controversy. It's when you have an opinion, this is going to be a dumb moment. Conspiracy is the word that I'm thinking of. The conspiracy theories about her and everybody thanking Beyonce when they get their award. Have you seen that? With the in association with the P. Diddy and Power kind of stuff.
I actually have no clue what it's about. I saw JoJo Siwa accepting an award, and she said, "And thank you, Beyonce," or something along those lines.
It was just a lot of people back and forth, like Adele, Meg Thee Stallion, all these people thanking Beyonce when they got their award as influence to their albums, even though she wasn't on their albums and they're Beyonce is running the music industry and that there's a whole conspiracy that Kanye was actually saving Taylor Swift by going up there and thanking Beyonce because she wasn't going to.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is crazy.
That is.
I want it to be true.
Wait, so Beyonce's evil?
Beyonce is running. I mean, I've always heard that Beyonce is running the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Her and Jay-Z. Yeah. So really now it's she's running the Illuminati. P. Diddy worked for her. She's Queen Bee, quite literally.
Oh my God. You think that's where it came from? Queen Bee?
I don't know.
Oh, this is all alleged. Okay. Do you think the Illuminati is a real thing?
I don't know.
And what is it? What does the Illuminati look like?
I mean, I definitely think, it's a lunchroom scenario. I think cliques happen at every level. And so there is a very high level clique that is probably running shit.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me that trend that's going on TikTok of it was those 3 gay guys. They were I think they were auditioning for America's Got Talent, and their name was The Clique. And when they introduced themselves, they're like, "We are The Clique," and they're all in perfect formation. And then I think Simon was like, "I'm sorry, who?" And they're like, "The Clique." And it's so campy. We should probably do that TikTok.
We should. We are The Clique.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe there is. There is a hierarchy of power that we have no concept of.
Right. The whole, what's that guy's name that everyone was going to his island?
Oh, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. That's a whole society of
people that we know nothing about.
Right. Well.
Yeah. I think there's some crazy shit happening. Do I necessarily want to be in on it? No.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but I feel there's no world where it doesn't.
Yeah. I don't want Beyonce to be a part of it. That would be very, very disappointing if she's a part of it.
Agreed.
I don't want to believe it. I'm not going to believe it until it's proven.
I'll tell you one thing that I don't know. I just can't believe that Jay-Z is all good though. Which is tough.
Yeah. If you looking the way you do, cheat on Beyonce. Ow.
Cheat on Beyonce, and he's just I don't know. He doesn't give me good vibes.
Really?
And it's you picked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's kind of controversial because I think when they started dating, she was underage, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're spreading rumors about Beyonce right now.
No, or maybe they weren't confirmed, but when they were first hanging out, she was 17, and he's significantly older, or he's decently older than her.
I think so. We're gonna look this up.
Yeah.
I did spread a rumor once that because somebody told me one time, and I didn't fact check it whatsoever, and told everyone I knew that the reason why he calls himself Jay-Z is because he sold drugs on the Jay-Z train.
You said that on the podcast?
I just was telling people that in real life.
I mean, it does have to do with the train, but like, I don't know if it has anything to do with drugs.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to look that up too.
Yeah. We just need a fact checker. This is
Right.
like a political debate. We need a fact checker here with us.
And that's all I have to say about, that's all the rumors that I have to start about the Knowles family.
The Knowles family?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his last name?
That's such a I can't tell you his first name.
Jay-Z Knowles.
Jay-Z Knowles. His name is Jay-Z Knowles.
Is Beyonce Knowles? That's like her maiden name, right?
Yeah.
So she never changed her.
Did she not?
What is Jay-Z's last name? What is Jay-Z's name? Something tells me it's not. It doesn't even start with a J.
Jay-Z. Wait. J. Sean Carter.
Carter. Duh. We're stupid.
Wow.
And is her last name Carter now too? Is it Beyonce Knowles Carter?
I think so.
Right? Because doesn't she
Yeah,
have...
'cause she has an album called Carter.
Does she?
Does she? Doesn't she?
I know Lil Wayne has an album called The Carter.
Yeah. And his sold crack and cocaine. It was shot 3 times during this period. But is it actually, so he did sell drugs. I didn't make that up for him. But he was known as Jazzy in the neighborhood and then changed his stage name to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So now that we have the facts.
Well,
I didn't make up like a lot. I just like merged some stories together to make it more entertaining.
I mean, him and I have a lot in common.
Tell me more about that.
I had a brief moment of drug dealing. Can I admit that on here?
I want to know. Do I not know this?
It was for a summer. You know, I couldn't find a job. It was 2012. I sold marijuana. Can I say this?
I mean,
I haven't.
Well, 2012. Yeah, you can't be charged for something that was over 10 years ago.
I'm sure you could. If I admitted to like a murder right now, you don't think I could be charged?
I think there's like is it called the statute of limitations?
I don't know. But yeah, I sold some illegal substances for a few months over the summer of 2012.
Did you make good money?
No.
Oh.
But I was able to smoke for free. So, you know, it was kind of like...
So you got weaseled into this.
Kind of.
Yeah. He's like, this guy doesn't smoke a lot. He takes a couple hits here and there. Like, he's not really burning a hole through our stash. So we'll let you take a couple hits if you sell our...
So what would happen is, like, I was basically just selling it to all my friends who would be like, oh, do you want to, like, smoke with us? So then I would sell it to them, and I would put in a little bit extra, my portion, basically.
Wow, so they had you in an illegal MLM.
Basically.
So you recruit. Hey, girly.
Yeah.
Hey, girly. How you been?
Yeah.
I'm selling.
Oh my God. People, like, do you still get those messages on Facebook?
Not as much anymore, but I will tell you, I always question. I know girls that are still in MLMs that still post the same things that are like, look at how much I just got paid. And it's like, I need to know if that's true. 1, 2, if it isn't, like, how can you so confidently put that on the internet knowing that you lied?
Right. I feel like, I'm not seeing that a lot, like direct messages, but it's happening again on TikTok. People are like selling these programs, you know, and I never really looked into it because I can spot a scam.
Programs for what?
I don't know. It's like, click the link in my bio to like follow my 10-step program and you'll be on your way to making 6 figures per month, you know? And people are, and I'll see the posts have like likes, and then you go to the comments and people are asking so many questions and like they're being answered too. But like, you know, it's always, you have to put money in before you start earning, and it's
crazy.
Yeah.
I do hate, though, that I always err on the side of skepticism. I'm never like, oh my gosh, that could be amazing. I'm like, not true.
Yeah, didn't you like recently get like Facebook scammed?
Oh, yeah, I did. So I was selling something on Facebook Marketplace, and a lady messaged me about it, and she said, she was like, I want to pick it up, all this information. She was like, they got me because she goes, or whoever they are behind the picture, but she goes, I'm kind of nervous that I might be getting scammed right now. Seems a little too good to be true, which the price was like lower for me. It seems a little too good to be true. Do you mind if I like text you a code and you can just tell me what that code is? And I was like, yeah, of course. No problem. And I'm like, me? I'm totally safe. And so she texts me this code, and I'm at work about to teach a class. She texts me this code, and I only half looked at it. Text her the code back, and then I look.
She didn't text you the code. You got a notification.
I got a text.
But not from her.
Not from, well, yeah.
Right.
I got a text, and the code, it was for my Google, and it was basically like, it said, don't give this code to anyone. Basically, someone was trying to hack my Google account.
Right.
In my phone, and I gave her the code, and I was like, wait, am I getting scammed? And they never responded. And then I just changed my passwords and everything really quick, and I've been all good. But that one got me.
Like how long did she have that code before you started changing?
2 minutes,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so scary.
Yeah. Because I sent it, and then I looked at the text, and it was like, do not share this code. And I was like, I fucked up.
What could she have taken?
No, I think that it was a code for her to like be in my phone.
Oh.
Like she could have taken everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
She could have like Venmo'd herself.
All of my bank accounts. Now I'm just like giving information away, like how to get me. You get in my phone, you've got me on lock.
We're all in the same boat. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
It's kind of scary how much information and how much of our souls are in these fucking devices.
It is true. This is the reason why my grandpa will not use Google. Will not. He's like, they're not getting information from me. My dad's like, you love to know things. You could know anything at your fingertips. He said, not happening.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I think that's one of the things that we don't think about when we use things like Chat GPT is like they're learning so much more about us. We're getting there's such a, reward or like, we're getting value out of it, but like it's not free. Nothing is free. If you think about like these social media, like Instagram is not really free. Our data is being sold to so many people, and they're making so much money off of our data just by like learning our habits and what we want. That stuff is very valuable.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Tesla robots?
They're scary.
That's crazy.
Who spoke to one recently? Snoop Dogg?
Did he?
Was it Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg is everywhere right now.
He is. I love that for him.
Me too.
He deserves like...
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
From what I know.
You're like, Jay-Z is trash. Snoop Dogg's a great guy.
And that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Snoop Dogg just seems like a harmless...
He's BFFs with Martha Stewart, which I do know went to prison, but like for something petty.
Petty, right? It was like tax fraud.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Which I did my taxes yesterday and I totally get it.
Yeah. We'll be right there with you, sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we get a little controversial?
I guess it's time.
This was a kind of a high thought / theory, but so follow. Do you think men made sex work taboo because they know they can't control their urges and think it's not fair that women can profit off of their weakness?
Well, you're going to have to repeat that entire thing again.
Okay. Do you think that men made sex work taboo because they know that they can't personally control their urges and don't think it's fair that women should be able to profit off of their weakness?
Have men made sex work taboo?
I feel like they have to. I mean, they were in control
Who's the one
before.
that's actually like
I mean,
contributing.
But the patriarchy is the whole idea that the man and the woman stays at home and does like that whole thing.
Right. True. I think I don't know if I would actually blame men in this case for making sex work taboo. Well, let's hear your take first.
I agree with it.
Do you?
To an extent. I mean, I don't think they're like consciously like, absolutely not. They can't take this away from us. But I do think like from early society that it was like we can't let these kinds of women gain power because they would have all of the power in the world.
True. Right. Like, because like I said a couple weeks ago, the world runs on sex.
The world runs on sex.
And
who controls the sex? The V.
The V.
Yeah.
That's true. That is, yeah, you make a good point, you know? I guess.
I do think that's changing. Because I think sex work is now less taboo than it was before.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've definitely never thought about that. I wasn't high like you when you thought about this one.
It was like a...
Yeah, I guess so. I'll have to think about that more. We'll talk about it more next week.
All right.
Well, not next week because we're going to take a little break. 1 week. We'll be 1 week off just because we're traveling and stuff and just simply won't have time to film another one on unfortunately. But yeah.
But we'll be back with plenty of content
Yeah.
the next.
Absolutely. What else you got?
This is another one kind of similar to what we were talking about last week. This is more, you were talking about guys talking about dick jokes. And it says conservative men, this was one I found on the internet. Conservative men spend more time talking about penises than gay men.
Yeah, I think conservative men and conservative people in general talk more about sex and body parts than anyone else. They're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with the female body. They're obsessed with the male body. They're obsessed. I think, yeah, honestly. I would definitely probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you?
I think I would. It made me think about when you were like, oh, it's, or when you were saying it's like, oh, it's like 2 minutes. But I think that like guys joke all the time about, no, yeah, it's all 2 inches.
Yeah.
And I'm just like that. Yeah, it's weird.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but like, I don't really love the word dick, cock, penis. I don't really love saying that.
Why was I offended when you said cock? I was like, ew.
So I'm just going to assume that most gay men probably are similar to me, whereas I don't think straight men, I know this controversial opinion is that conservative men, right?
Right.
I don't think they have a problem saying it, you know? And, you know, let's just speak facts. The Republican National Convention, like, broke Grindr. Like, that area of Milwaukee, there was, like, a Grindr outage or something along those lines. Like, so many people were on Grindr in that area during the recent RNC.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
And honestly, I don't even care if it's a rumor. I love it.
I know. I know. I mean, I think news sources reported it, but I mean, that's what I mean. Like, they talk about it because they're interested in it, you know? I mean, we've talked about like sexuality so many times. Like, to me, it truly is a spectrum, but like most people just aren't ready to have that conversation or admit it to themselves, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
So instead they make dick jokes.
Yeah.
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 All right. What do you have?
So mine kind of goes back to like the music talk that we were discussing earlier, but who the fuck's listening to The Weeknd? Pause. I like The Weeknd. I think he's good. But he's like always the number one streamed artist. Like always.
Right.
Like he like by miles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but when was the last time you streamed The Weeknd?
No, I thought of this because on Spotify, he's also the top stream.
Yeah.
Because I saw Taylor Swift's and I was like, number 2. And so I went down a wormhole of like all these people that I thought could potentially be streamed higher than her. Beyonce. All these people. And then I got somebody was like, oh, it's maybe The Weeknd. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you mean The Weeknd?
That's what I'm saying. And like, no disrespect, because I don't think he's bad by any means. Like,
right. His hits hit.
Right.
But I've never gone to Spotify and searched for The Weeknd.
Right.
I don't think I have a single one of The Weeknd's top songs saved.
Same. I don't have if I shuffle through my music, a Weeknd song is not going to come up.
If somebody was like, oh, The Weeknd is here on whatever date, do you want to go? I'd be like, indifferent.
If it's free.
Right. I'm not paying like dollars.
Yeah. I'm just like really, really confused by that, because like, I don't think any of my friends are listening. And it's like, are straight men listening to The Weeknd? Are straight men listening to music enough for him to be the number one? Like, who the fuck is listening to The Weeknd? If you are, please comment down below and let me know, and let us know your favorite song, favorite album. I'll listen to it. But
You think it's a scam?
I don't know.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in the clique.
The click. I just like can't understand how he gets more streams than Taylor Swift.
No, not even. But the thing is, I looked and I remember looking when her album released, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And way, I guess.
Yeah. Way.
I'm gonna look right now. It's The Weeknd.
Drake is usually up there too.
Yeah,
Which
I looked at his. He was one that I was like, okay, could be The Weeknd.
You know who's always up there?
First in the world.
Yeah.
120,237,766 monthly listeners.
That's wild. Oh my God, it's almost as much as our podcast gets.
Exactly. Number 1 in the world.
Yeah. We just got to keep,
It's manifestation.
Do you, speaking of podcasts, what's her name? Brianna Chicken Fry?
Yeah.
What's her name?
She's getting diced right now.
Yeah.
And I thought about it because she's getting diced because of her take on the Menendez brothers. And I had a very similar take.
Yes, you did.
But
You were like, they deserved it. They asked for it. No, I'm kidding. You didn't.
No. I think that was where she came off of just like really dismissive of the abuse and was just like, no, they killed their parents. They deserve to be in jail, period.
Yeah.
Whereas I was a little softer.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's fine to, like, you're entitled to your opinion. I think where she went wrong is when she called out her friend and, like, basically insinuating that, like, it was her friend's fault for being SA'd. Like, yeah, you missed that part?
No, I missed.
Her friend, what's her name?
Grace?
Yeah, she was like talking about how she went through that, and Brianna's like one of her first responses was like, well, you don't hang out with these people, you know what I mean? And she literally responded, she's like, it's not my fault. Brianna was like, I'm not saying that, but it did kind of sound like that. And I think, and I'm not saying I agree that that's what she meant or like anything, but I think that is where she's getting a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah, that's dicey.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow along. I like Brianna Chicken Fry. I think I like her because she's not strategic. She speaks exactly what is at the top of her mind, and that's something that I appreciate. But that can get you in trouble. And she gets a lot of flack because of her and her friend. Her friend is like really endearing, and I think she kind of steamrolls her a lot.
Yeah.
And the people that listen really pick up on that.
Right. Yeah, I think Brianna Chicken Fry, she kind of resembles, not in the looks, but like her personality, Tana Mojo.
Yeah.
Who, I'm not like obsessed with, but like I appreciate that like rawness.
I think they're friends.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because they're I think they both like, I don't know, they're not like Hollywood. They're people who got famous for being themselves, and they seem like they're themselves still. So I respect that. But yeah, I've been following a little bit of that stuff that's going on with Brianna right now, and that's unfortunate. It makes me like, I feel like those are those moments where you're like, was this worth it? You know, like obviously we want this podcast to like pop off, but like we are going to make mistakes. In fact, I'm actually very worried that like if, you know, when this podcast does blow up, people are going to go back to old episodes and they are going to find something. Do you know what I mean?
Probably.
You know,
yeah. I've said some things that I don't feel genuinely now, but I think that's the scary part of the internet is that you don't really have the opportunity to change because there's a record of it somewhere and somebody is going to come for you. And be like, you thought this years ago and now you don't.
Right.
You talk shit about Ariana Grande's album. You're not allowed to be a fan of hers.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, chill.
Right. Exactly. Like we put out so many minutes of podcasts. You know what I mean? Like
of streams of consciousness that have just like come to us.
It's actually really fucking scary. Like maybe we should like kind of cherish this moment right now where like there is no repercussions for our opinions right now because one day there very well may be.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Scary.
Yikes. I wonder sometimes if the reason why me personally, but us, maybe the podcast, are not famous at this point is because I don't think I could actually handle the criticism. I think the universe is like, you're not ready.
Oh my God. Well, then get the fuck off the podcast. No, I feel like that would be really tough for me. No, I do think that like I would be able to ignore most criticism.
Yeah. I would just not look at the comments for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they say like, oh no, I'm not giving you ammo. What the fuck? I am so confident. What the hell, you know?
I'm trying to think of like what exactly would set me off, and I'm not even sure. But the trolls on the internet are creative, and I know that they'll come up with something that will cut deep.
Hey, I think the best way to deal with that is get back at them. You know what I mean? Like reply to them. That's horrible, horrible advice.
You would be the one to reply.
Yeah.
I would cry.
Yeah, I would just like start replying. I would like make it like, what's that girl? Drew Affalo? Is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about her before. I mean, that is her content, and like her podcast is called The Comment Section, where she's literally just like reading comments and responding to them. And I'd love that, you know? It's like, like, I feel like we're told to like, you know, you can't be mean and you can't, but like if people are being mean to you, be meaner to them. You know what I mean? Like if they tried to hurt your feelings, even if they didn't achieve it, they were trying to, and you should go one step further and really get them. That's kids.
I can't wait for this to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And
when I upload the podcast to YouTube, it says like, is this made for kids? And I always hit no, because that is horrible advice for kids, but for adults in this stage of life, I think it's necessary.
And that's all we have to say on that.
Yeah. And I guess
anyway, blow us up, see what happens.
Blow us up.
Okay, well, you guys knew what I meant.
Yeah.
You get it.
All right, well, we gotta go get ready for Miami,
right?
And we will not see you next week, but we will see you in 2 weeks, and our lives will be
different,
forever different.
Yeah, I'll be changed, healed, maybe.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.